everyone, and welcome to our video. In this particular video, we are going to talk about content upgrades and basically the first step, which is when you're working with WordPress and an autoresponder. In this case, we're going to use MailChimp as the example, as the autoresponder that we are going to use. So the first step that you want to do is you want to make sure that you log into the back end of your WordPress site, as we are in here, and then also that you create a MailChimp account and that you're logged in there as well. Then the next step that you want to do is you basically want to go to your plugins, okay? And let's just click on here. And if you were adding a new one, if you don't have your MailChimp, because you want a MailChimp plugin within WordPress so that it can connect with your MailChimp account. Now the plugin that we use is called MailChimp Easy Forms, which we actually already have set up. Let's see. Here. Easy Forms for MailChimp. This is the name of the plugin that you want to use when you're using MailChimp and integrating it with your WordPress website. So if you wanted to, you would click Add New, and then you would search for Easy Forms. See? Easy Forms for MailChimp, and then what you would do is this would say install and then activate, and that's what you would click. But since we already have Easy Forms for MailChimp installed, the next step we want to do is it will show up basically on this side, on your dashboard on the left side. You want to go to Settings, because in order to connect, you see it says not connected. In order to connect your plugin to your MailChimp account, you need something called an API key, which is basically just a very special alphanumeric code that connects the two systems, WordPress and Easy Forms, with MailChimp so that they can talk to each other. So what you want to do is go to your MailChimp account, and you want to select Extras. And under Extras, you have API keys, which brings you to this page. Now, here you can create a key since we don't really have one yet. And what that's going to do is create a code, okay? And it shows me when I created it, and here we go, we have our alphanumeric code. What you want to do is highlight this, copy, and then we're going to go back to WordPress and we're going to paste it in here, okay? And then we'll click Save Changes, and that should connect us. So now you see this green button here, it says we're connected, which is great. Okay. All right. Now the next step that you want to do, part of a content upgrade, the whole point of a content upgrade is to add it to a blog post and have it be a checklist or some kind of file that people can access in addition to reading your blog. So if we go back to MailChimp, what you want to do is you want to create a list. In this case, I've created a sample counseling certification courses checklist. This is the name of the list that I've created. But basically, if you want to create a new one, you'd go here and click Create List, and then you could, we'll just click on it just to show you what the form looks like. You put your list name in there, your email address, your from name, if it wanted to be your practice name, so on and so forth, and just a quick description of why they signed up for this list, or, thank you for signing up to receive our checklist. And then you have your information here, your address. You can get a daily summary or one by one of notifications, and then click Save. I'm going to go back to the lists because we've already created one here. And I'm going to click inside here just to show you what we have set up. Okay. So once you've created your list, you can click on it and you want to go to sign up forms. And under sign up forms, you want to click on general forms. Okay. Now within general forms, this is going to be important because when people basically sign up from your website, from the sidebar of the blog post, this form is going to be connected. But what we want to do is go to confirmation thank you page. This is the one form that you want to basically create. Okay. And down here, you can basically create whatever content you'd like. What I've done here is basically let them know that their subscription to our list has been confirmed, and thanks for subscribing, and click below to download your checklist. And here is text that's been highlighted because it has a link. And essentially that link is linked to a PDF document that I've created. So for example, I'll show you how we did this. Let's take this link out. Okay. And then let's highlight this again. And now let's link it again. So we want to link this to somewhere, correct? Well, let's click on File, and within your MailChimp, you'll be able to select a file that you've used or created. And basically what you can do is, if you don't have it in here yet, you can drag and drop. You can basically grab it from wherever it is in your Finder and drop it into here. So for the sake of expediency, we're going to insert this file. Okay. And now you have your link. Save and close. Okay. So now we're all set basically with our confirmation thank you note. We want to go back to our list here. We want to go to easy forms, and then easy forms here, and then opt-in forms. Okay. And we need to just create a form here. It's pretty simple. Counseling certification checklist. Okay. And if you look at the associated list, what this is doing is showing you the lists you've created within your MailChimp account, okay, within here. So basically, it's showing, it's connecting, it says, okay, you have this one list, and that's exactly what we want. We want to make sure it's connected to the correct list corresponding in MailChimp. So let's click Create. And now you have your checklist. You can create a description if you'd like. It's not mandatory. And then down here, you can basically set up your form fields. So right now we have it set up that what's mandatory is an email address, which is definitely enough. You don't want people to have to fill in their name, their first name, last name, and telephone number. That'll turn them off. But if it's something as easy as an email address, they'll be more likely to engage. So we're going to add this to Form Builder. Okay. And then click Update Form. So now that's created. And you have a number of items here. Opt-ins. I would leave everything as is. Don't worry about it. Everything's set up, should be fine. So you can just leave everything as is here. Now, one thing you'll notice is you have a shortcode right here. This is going to help you when you want to basically place the form within the sidebar of the blog post. So what we'll do is we'll highlight this and we'll copy it. We'll save it. And what we're going to do now is we're going to go to Posts, All Posts. And essentially, let's use this draft just as a sample. Click Edit. Okay. So what we want to do here is we're going to basically create a blog post, and then insert the form or the content upgrade right next to it. And that will be in our next video. We'll show you how to do that and basically wrap up the whole content upgrade process. Hello everyone, and welcome to video part 2 of content upgrade using WordPress and MailChimp. In our last video, we talked about connecting WordPress and MailChimp using the Easy Forms plugin for MailChimp, adding the API key, which we created from our MailChimp account, and inserting it into the settings of the plugin. So now what we're going to discuss is basically when you create the blog post and then how to insert the MailChimp form so that people can access the content upgrade, the checklist itself. So what you want to do first is you want to go to Posts, click Add New, and then what I've done is I've created a content upgrade sample post, and I've just put in some sample content here. The next step that is key is to basically take a look at your sidebar. Now we're currently in Oshine. This is the theme that we're using. In this website, you may use a different theme. So it might be slightly different, but in essence, you're going to have a sidebar display here, which will allow you to choose a sidebar that you want, okay? So I had created a counseling certification courses checklist sidebar. So I'm going to select that and make sure that that's showing up here. And as always, you want to make sure you click, in this case, I'm going to click Save Draft, just always save. Now, you may be wondering, well, how did you create that little, drop down, that sidebar? I'll show you. Whenever you want to access your sidebars, you always go to the Appearance menu item on the side of your dashboard, and you'll find your sidebars under Widgets. So I already have the page open here. I'm going to go and navigate over here. So in this case, what I did was we have an option here where you can create a new sidebar, which is exactly what I did. I clicked here, and then I put in the name and the description, and then create sidebar, which then gave me counseling certification courses, and that's what I put in here. And then if you remember, I had told you that you want to copy and paste a shortcode from the form of your plugin. So let's go to your Easy Form plugin. And just as a side note, it'll help you to have multiple tabs open so you can navigate back and forth. It's just easier to see everything. So here's our shortcode. This will be our shortcode for the form so that people can put in their email address and then basically click submit, or in this case, if we scroll down a little bit, if I go to, let's see, Easy Forms, opt-in forms. Oh, okay, just click on here. If I go to form settings, this is what I was looking for. This will allow me to basically put in text that I want. Currently it has download checklist for the submit button text, so that'll tell people, okay, click here to download the checklist. As always, make sure you click update form for any changes you make. Okay, so now we've done everything we want to do with that form. We're going to select the shortcode, we're going to copy it, and we're going to go back to our widgets, to our custom sidebar we created, and you can basically use this text field as a field where you can insert that coding. So you're going to click on that and drag it into here. And then as you can see, I've pasted the shortcode from the form into this text box. And then you always want to click save. Okay, great. So now let's go back to our blog post. And here we are in our sample blog post again. Remember what we've done is that we've scrolled down to where the sidebars are over here. And we've selected our sidebar, the one that we've just created under widgets. Okay. And then, as always, I'm going to just click Save, just in case. And now I'm going to click Preview. Let's take a look at our page. And the preview is over here. So as you can see, I've got the title of my blog post, Content Upgrade Sample Post. And here we have the form showing up with our button that says Download Checklist and the email address form. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put in my email address. Click on Download Checklist. Now it'll say thank you for subscribing. Check your email for confirmation message. And that confirmation message is going to look as follows. In here, you're going to receive this email, and you're going to click on yes, subscribe me to this list. And what that does is navigates the person to the email, the confirmation thank you email that we created, remember? And here is the link to the checklist that they want, and they could just click on there and access it. And that's the way that you get a content upgrade basically added to a specific blog post using WordPress as your web platform and MailChimp as your autoresponder. Thanks for joining us on today's video. We hope you enjoyed it. We hope you learned a lot, and we'll see you soon.